right. Well, hello, hello, hello. Yet another episode of Better Habits podcast. And today, again, will be, our discussion will be most useful for coaches or aspiring coaches. Okay, well, let me say hello to my guest, Michal. Hi, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, Lydia. Thank you for having me. I'm Michal Stawicki. I'm business owner. I have a book advertising agency called Resurrecting Books, which I started several years ago. Had been working full-time in PwC at that time. I got into habit coaching even before it was habit coaching. It was lift.do back then, and not coach.me. I love the habit tracking aspect of that. And since the coaching program was introduced, I was involved in beta testing. I got certified quickly, and I coach over 100 people on coach.me. Later, I got certified by European Council of Mentoring and Coaching. Now I pivot into business coaching, and I'm an author. I published 19 books, sold almost 100 copies of them, 100,000 copies of them. That's how I learned to run ads on Amazon and how I started my own business.
All right, all right. So before we get into your story, I want to dig into the details, how it's all started, and how you managed to build a successful coaching practice, actually. Before we do that, what are you coaching on? So what is your keystone habit, your specialty, your niche?
Yeah. So that was my problem with Coach.me, that I wasn't specialized enough, I would say. In the end, I ended up in the writing niche because I was an author who wrote every day, who published many books. So people thought, okay, that's the right guy to teach me. But that's mentoring, not coaching, really. Um, so this productivity was another leg of mine. So I wasn't specialized, which on coach.me is not a good thing, really.
All right,
Uh,
all right. We'll get into that. So you're saying you started even before it was Coach.me. For our listeners, new listeners, before Coach.me, it was called Lift. So that's when you joined, right? That was 6, 7 years ago. More? Probably
more,
more.
uh,
Probably more.
2013, 14.
Right, 10 years ago. Amazing. Yeah, and we were one of the first, if not the first, habit tracking app out there. So no surprise. So how did you discover coach.me, and how quickly you decided you want to become a coach on it?
I was passionate about habit. So I transformed my own life through habits. Well, transformed, that's the wrong tense back then because I was in the middle of that, and I studied everything about habits I could. I tracked my own habits on a paper sheet, which I got from Darren Hardy, The
Mm-hmm.
Compound Effect, um, and probably on some podcast or some person on YouTube mentioned Lyft, so I checked it out, and
And you got
uh,
a coach, right? You started by getting a coach to help you with your own habit. Am I right?
no, you are wrong. Back then, not such thing. It was more of a community thing, and that
Oh,
what
I
really
see.
got my attention because I was tracking on paper my habits. Then I started doing it in the app. We are exchanging props with other users, and after a few weeks, I noticed, come on, I became more consistent, despite the fact I was already consistent. Uh, just because of this wired sense that others are watching me, which is not true at all. And those habit check-ins were popping into their feed, so they just propped. Yeah, you needed a bit of conscious effort to prop someone, send them kudos for, but very, very little. But it was enough for me to feel like obligated that I'm doing it in public. So I was more consistent. So I stuck with Lyft, and it's been about a year before it transitioned, or even more, to Coach.me. Yeah, and then I got my own coach. Actually, Tony Stubelbin coached me for a month when he was collecting data for uh, just the idea of transitioning to habit coaching. That was fun. And then when I saw the notification that you can be certified as a habit coach, and actually, I think it was sent to people with long streaks in the lift. Yeah, so
Right.
okay, if you are consistent with something, then you are a good material for a coach, at least a habit coach.
Right.
I remember in one of the messages that, and I'm not that surprised by this. Like Lyft analyzed the data with coaches already starting this like pilot project, and they determined that the success ratio for developing a habit is 4 times higher with a habit coach who just was consistent with the thing he was doing,
Yeah.
than with a certified coach like by ICF or EMCC, for whom it's just one of the very many tools in the toolkit habits. So you actually have much higher chances if you are coached by a coach on coach.me who already did that thing. And then I think your chances are even higher when that particular coach has had more and more practice, like me, over 100 people. And then all those problems are repeating, especially if you are in a niche, specialized one. So the problems are repeating. You have uh, the range of solutions, and it's easier for you, and it's more efficient for coaches.
Okay, got you, got you. So you got HCC, which is Habit Code Certification, that was at that time offered self-paced, that you said is actually worked well for you, because this was not your kind of main thing, right? It was side hustle. You had a job, a corporate job at that time.
Exactly. And 3 kids and marriage, church community, 4 hour-long commute. So my plate was full. So I loved the fact that it was self-paced. Um, and I could do it in my own time. I could do the um, homework, for example, on a train to work or from work. Yeah, that was excellent solution for someone who is very busy. And also, I don't know how it works right now with cohorts, but let's say it's according to the New York time, and I'm 6 hours ahead, then it's becoming even more difficult. So self-paced really worked for me, and I think it is a viable solution for people who are coaches already, but not certified with habit coaching. They know the ground rules. Now they just need to get familiar with the application and how it works with clients, to coach them through text messages and not really face to face. And they can do it easily, even if without a cohort and support of a mentor.
Right. Well, right now we offer cohorts that are twice a year. We're running one right now. The next one will be in July. We'll put link to the new cohort starting July in the show notes. Now, there are benefits of running it with a cohort. First of all, it's difficult to kind of follow the wagon, because for self-paced, you need a high level of self-discipline. And when your plate is full, like you had, and many of us have, the family, the job, other commitments, and time to have fun and exercise, that's it's easier on the self-paced course to follow the wagon, right? So cohort kind of keep you in rhythm, make sure you complete. Now, the second biggest benefit of running it is cohort, because you get interaction with your group, with the instructor, or supporting instructors. And there are a lot of questions, especially those who are very new to coaching, who's never done coaching before, or who's new to the platform. So that there are a lot of questions, and in live sessions or office hours, there is a lot of opportunities to ask those. But we are thinking of some sort of a hybrid model, which gives you the opportunity to learn and watch at your own pace, but be part of some sort of community in live office hours, something like that. So I think, finding these hybrid models everywhere now, honestly, at work and in learning, is the challenge that we have in our hands, and I'm sure we'll find the solution for that. All right, so you mentioned you got HCC, right? And you started getting clients. How did that happen? Because when I have those calls with potential coaches or new coaches who just joined the platform, the first question normally, when do I get, how do I get clients? When do I get clients? So how did you start getting clients through the platform?
Immediately. It was, I think that's the main benefit when it comes to working with Coach.me as a coach, that especially if you are a newbie, you don't have to look for prospects. They are already there, like hundreds of thousands, millions of people, and the slice of them is ready to be coached in the area you are an expert. So yeah, I was just getting new leads every week, I guess. Yeah, that was like a few people every month at least. And that's it. And because I went through the training certification, I knew what to do when I get a new inquiry. So, and later on, I remember that I started to create scripts for those initial interactions. Yeah, they are coming to me with a problem, and I bombard them with questions, um, and then go through their answers to create a battle plan. So yeah, that was really nice experience. Like I'm a graduate of a very prestigious coaching academy in Poland. But the problem was the same for those coaches who spent like thousands of dollars for their certification, that in the end they have plenty of skills when it comes to coaching, but how to actually get clients, and it's a different game. But on Coach.me, it's much closer together. It's meshed together, and seriously, at least till like 2018 when I stopped being active, I had been accepting only the coaches who reach out to me via email or something like that. But going back to encouragement, till 2018, I had no problem of getting new clients. I was getting them on a regular basis. They were finding me through the uh, app, and I didn't do anything special. Like I just followed the steps from the training, create a profile, create your own curriculum, and that's it. And then you are listed as a coach, and people will find you.
Perfect. You're like the best advertisement we could wish for these days in 2024. same like back in 2018, you do get new clients from the platform. And I can confirm that because I'm also a coach and coach.me. My specific habit was the one priority, or is actually the one priority. It's in the productivity category.
Section.
I'm also HCC certified coach, so people find me, and it varies. People, it could be 2 or 3 clients like in 1 week, or it could be a month without clients. To that end, we actually went ahead and created a year-long program, which we call the first year, exactly for that reason that you mentioned. I love that you mentioned that a lot of, if not almost all, coaching schools focus heavily on the craft and art and science of coaching, graduating, amazing, skillful coaches. My program was 6 months, very intense training in at my certification, coaching certification. But there was almost nothing or very little uh, that was taught around how to get your coaching clients. And it can lead to frustration, it can lead to disappointment, and honestly, some coaches actually give up, and they go back to the corporate job, or they do something else, just looking for other ways, like consulting or, something else, because it is, that they're left on their own. So we created, no, first of all, the platform helps itself, because the way it works, like you said, there are thousands or tens of thousands of people already on the platform, and they're trying to install this habit in, if they can by themselves, which often the case. Only few of us kind of have this ability, self-discipline, to handle things on our own. They just, they have the directory, they have the categories, they have the coaches readily available and very easy to reach, right? Now, as I said, we developed even a longer and more in-depth program for coaches who want to make this, like from day one, they're professional, who want to go all in, and they have time and money and resources to dedicate. And this is a year-long program, and it helps not just get clients through the platform, but get clients outside the platform as well, right? And use all different features and functionality the platform provides, right? So we try and as hard as we can to close this gap that is missing, or we see missing in the market, and help coaches get both, right? Coach certification on the coaching part, and the business, the marketing certificate, not certification, but skills, and get them into action, not just skills, but actually do the thing that help them bring clients. All right, well, you mentioned a couple of times, I want to kind of zoom in on that point that you mentioned, that you did not have the focus area, the niche, the specialization, and you think this is critical to have on the platform.
Well, it's not helpful because coach.me is organized that way, that there are topics. And when you are looking for a habit coach, you are looking through productivity or health or fitness, meditation. So there are categories and then specific habits, goals within the categories. So this is how people are discovering you. And this is how you can stand out if you have the specific expertise, like your one priority. Okay, if I want to get more organized, I'm a business owner and entrepreneur and parent and yeah. So one priority, come on, get one out of that. Then I'm going into productivity, and I see you listed under one priority goal. And that's how I can compare now not hundreds of coaches on the platform, but just several who are listed there, and then pick my my preference. So that's why it's useful for a new coach to create their profile so it is specialized, it is really pertaining to one goal, to one habit. But I know from my own experience, I know from practice of my friends from uh, the coaching academy, but at the beginning you don't really know what is your thing, or you have 5 ideas and you chase them all. Usually that's the case, uh, and then your focus and your energy is all over the place. um, but it's also, I'm thinking, it's a part of discovery. Yeah, I guess this, and this, and then you are getting 2 clients here, 2 clients there, and it dawns on you, okay, I like doing this, not so much doing that. So it's a bit problematic, but it's also, I would say that's just, in the end, I would say that's what Coach.me did right, yeah, because this is how people are actually looking for a solution. Uh, they are not like, oh yeah, I'm overwhelmed and disorganized, and I would like to have a deeper spiritual life. Let's mesh all those together. No, like, yeah, they may have all those problems, but usually the one is the one that in front of the eyes. Maybe they are not so much aware of others, and they are looking for this solution. Yeah, so that's why it's useful to position yourself to speak only to that crowd.
No, I can only agree. And I guess 2 comments kind of to add to your point. One, you're right. This is how Coach.me is organized, through the directory and through the goals or habits within that category, right? But this is not just how Coach.me organized. This is how, like you said, clients are searching even outside Coach.me. So by forcing coaches to choose this one habit, choose this category within the Coach.me platform, we actually helping coaches when they go out to the big world and they want to kind of do the website, present themselves to the outside world. They already know, who is the client, what is the niche, what is the problem, what is the solution, and they will get clients much faster if they are able to focus and to limit and to do that, right? So this is one thing. Now, the other thing, I always like to give this example, and everyone, myself included, struggle with limiting yourself to one thing, especially in the beginning, because we worry that we're losing clients, we're losing the opportunities that are around us, and we are capable to help everyone with a lot of problems, right? So we feel like we're losing, and it's hard, it gives anxiety and fear. So I like and they try to keep things broad, to your point, right? But then my advice is always, imagine your client on a, well, we're recording this on Sunday afternoon for me, so imagine your client, your potential client, sitting on Sunday afternoon thinking. So what are they thinking about? They don't think about, oh, I need to find my life purpose, or, oh, I need to find, I don't know, I need to be more conscious, things like that, the broad thing. They're not thinking in this way, right? They have very specific, either a problem, very specific problem, for example, procrastination. Oh my God, I spend the whole morning doing whatever. I need to get more focused, right? I need to fight this procrastination. And that's where, for example, I come in with this one thing a day. So they're thinking either the current problem that facing, or they're thinking about the goal, but again, very concrete goal, like thinking about coaches. What is the goal? I need more clients. I need to get, I don't know, 3 more clients, 10 more clients to be a sustainable coaching practice. So imagine yourself in your client's shoes, and you will, it will make it easier to do this narrowing, this specialization, and you will see the results very soon if you can do that. Let's fast forward. So you said, you get the coaching certification, right? The traditional coach certification, and then you moved to kind of traditional coaching, or you said business coaching, right? Well,
Yes.
how do you think Coach.me and that experience of being a coach and Coach.me contributed to that? What you can account for, give credit to Coach.me, you ultimately becoming a full-time coach.
Two things that were most useful. One, just confidence, yeah, because nobody could tell me, "Oh, you cannot coach." I've already coached 100 people. Come on. And the other, really focus on the habit. Yeah, I'm obsessed about habits, so I know all the studies and I read all the books and I'm following podcasts and so on and so on. But still, the training you are getting on Coach.me, when it comes to a behavioral model and then how to help shaping habits, that's excellent. And habit coaching was part of the curriculum in my academy, but I felt like, yeah, I knew so much more, and also because of the Coach.me certification and practice.
Nice one. I love it. I love the both parts, but the confidence part I think is really great, and I want to reiterate this point to new people who are new to coaching. Just going back to what we discussed earlier, that if they go to this full kind of full curriculum traditional coaching schools, they get all these tools and methods and whatnot, and then they get out with this kind of 2 bags of tools, and they're like, okay, well, where are the clients, right? And then the confidence bit is also playing part, because to actively advertise yourself saying, hey, I'm here, I can help you with this huge kind of 2 suitcases of tools, you need to have a confidence that you actually, not just you learn these tools, but you actually can apply them and you can be a good coach. So this confidence piece, that you are getting it bit by bit, just like you get any other habit, right? The small
Yes.
steps, it's building up, brick by brick, client by client. And the more clients you helped, you have this mental, what I call success journal. I actually sometimes, when I coach clients who lack in self-confidence or experience imposter syndrome, I actually ask them to keep real one, the success journal, writing down all the small wins, all the small successes that they get or their clients get. But on coach.me, it's kind of seems like a built-in functionality that we never realized we have, that can help you with this leap, this transition, like you said, the transformation from a kind of side hustle, a new thing I want to try, to a full-time business or practice of coaching practice. What would you do differently? Like if you go back, and everything worked out, everything was great, but what would you do differently if you go back in time and you just join in the platform today?
That I would start to qualify prospects. Like I would actively create my profile to deter some people. Like I would say, it will take time. It will take a lot of money. Don't hire me. And then only those determined ones would hire me. And that's that's why I would do that, because that's the people I loved to work with the most. Uh, there is some appeal and thrill to getting someone who is clueless and has unrealistic expectations and then transform them into a person who developed a new habit. But it's harder. It wasn't for me back then when I was working full time and my hands were full. It was draining my energy. So that's the one. And the other, yeah, I would got over that. Oh, I can help everybody, so I will do some um, pick some specialization and stick with it at least for a dozen of clients, so I can either create a better system or decide, nope, that niche is not for me. Um, the beauty of it is that on coach.me, your testimonials aren't pertaining to one specific goal. When they um, check your coaching profile, you have all the testimonials. If you coach in that goal or this or that, so your practice will not be in vain. Uh, okay, let's say you discover three niches you are not good at or you don't enjoy doing. Cool beans. That's not a big matter because you have this practice, you had those clients, you have those testimonials, you can pick another one and finally master it.
Yes, no, absolutely. I love it. And to your first point of qualifying clients, again, I think this is a mistake all new coaches make, and it will take some time before we get to that realization. So if new coaches are able to kind of embrace embrace the fear of having too little clients or not having clients at all, if they put some bold language, some qualifying statements. I want to refer back to the conversation we had with another coach, Chris Devine, and he said exactly that the first conversation, and he has a lot of physical, he used to be a fitness trainer, he's a health coach, so he has a lot of clients, offline clients, right? So he says at the first meeting, I tell them it's not going to be easy. That's going to be a long process. And I don't know, like what I loved, his statement, I don't know what will work for you, but I will help you
Find
figure
out.
it out.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is an amazing statement any coach can make, and this will attract the right type of clients for Chris, or if you coaching, if you want to coach clients who are ready to experiment, try, and who realize that it will take time, and maybe any other qualifiers, you will get your ideal clients. Okay, well, I guess I have just a last question on my list. And what would you recommend to? And I have three type of kind of people here. First, who never tried Coach.me ever as a client. So what would you recommend them? Where to start? What to do? I don't know. Like they just discovered Coach.me, the app, the platform. What would you recommend they do? The first steps.
Now, because of my experience, I would recommend to get a coach.
Okay.
Because the community aspect was much stronger back then when I joined. Now it's not so strong. So you don't have this support of the peers, or you have to hustle to get this support. You need to do some effort. So if you have to do some effort anyway, and you have $100 to spare, come on, hire a coach. That's the fastest way that will get you from being clueless to having a habit. Well, if you do not have, I know, space or funds, then before you hire a coach, track your habits in the application. So you are get familiar in it. That's one. Second thing, it becomes your habit to use the application. That's a problem I had with quite a few clients on coach.me, that They were finding the platform somewhere on the internet. They were fresh new to the platform, and they were fresh new to habit development. And we are working within the application. So if you do not have a habit of checking your habits, tracking them, if you don't have a habit of being there, so then you can message your coach. Then your coach is like for a few days, like, what's going on there? Because you haven't visited the app for 4 days in the row. Maybe even you were doing your habit, but I, as a coach, I don't know. And I sent a message after a message, what's going on? Yeah. So get familiar with the application and get a coach.
Great. I just had an idea that we have the onboarding process for coaches. Well, it feels like maybe we need onboarding process for clients, and we need the habit to use
The app.
Coach.me, the
Mm-hmm.
app every day. Because you are totally right. It is a habit, and you need to take an effort to get this to be your habit. Then the next step could be, getting a coach. So we'll definitely think about that. Thank you for a great idea. Now, what would you recommend someone who never tried or who never used before Coach.me, and they want to become a coach? So what would be the first step for them?
Then definitely install the application and start using it. Play with it. Get to know how it works. Then maybe hire a coach just to experience the coaching process from the other side, which will give you insights on how it is working when you are the client. I remember because I didn't really had that experience. I wasn't coach in coach.me. Um, and then when there were asked questions about interface, for example, I was like, I don't know, figure it out. Or then maybe I had to uh, Google and try to send them some solutions. So get familiar with the app. It's really, because again, when you will be coaching and getting paid, it will be through the application, at least if you are doing the text coaching, which is the basics of coach.me, and it's very useful for daily habits. Yeah, that's my first impulse. Get the app,
Perfect.
start using it, explore it.
Perfect. And we do have a process for new coaches, and we are now reworking it to make it more comprehensive. And it includes the bit of setting up the coach profile and setting up your packages, but it also has this part of experiencing the platform as a client. So to be on the other side first. So, what you're saying, totally agree. And then finally, I guess, what would you say to someone who's never tried Coach.me and they're a coach? They're already coached, they got their coach certification from, any of the existing programs. And these days there are plenty, all different varieties and whatnot. So they discovered Coach.me and they're thinking about it. So what for them would be the first step?
Getting certified as soon as possible. That's the first step for them. So, well, actually, because it's right now in the cohort system, now they have to wait till July. You have those few months to explore the app, and also maybe get study deeper the habit development and habit science, because everything on Code.me revolves around those concepts. But other than that, come on, coach. Now I will be advertising Code.me. If you are already certified, you have the skills of a coach. You just need a bit of knowledge about the platform and how to use the application. But if you are experienced coach, then you just can translate your existing program to coach.me and you have a new source of leads. And the cost of being a coach on coach.me is ridiculously low. Like I have one client right now, and thanks to that, I can afford to pay this yearly fee, and I could pay my certification fee with that if that was necessary. So, so your experience and you have existing system, it's ridiculously easy to translate it into coach.me. If you are a new coach, then it's excellent opportunity for you because again, the stakes are so much lower than on those traditional paths. And you are getting clients. Like you can be a business moron and you will still get new clients.
Perfect, perfect. All right, well, great. Now, want to wrap up, and maybe you can tell. I know you said you don't accept clients anymore on Coach.me, but if people want to find you, maybe they need business coaching, or maybe they need help with the book advertisement. How can people find you online?
My blog is expandbeyondyourself.com.
Yeah, we'll put the links in the show notes.
And I don't accept new clients. Well, I accept the clients that are determined enough to find me and say, yes, Michal, I want to work with you. Yeah, then this is the kind of person that most of the time, like I'm trying to recall, actually everybody who went through that road were determined enough then to successfully work with me. And my book advertising business, it's resurrectingbooks.com.
Nice, nice. And I love how you describe potential clients, and I think that will be a great case study for new coaches or people who kind of aspiring coaches. They can look at you and they will see, this road to success that did not require high investment. We do try to keep our both coaching services and our training and platform fees for coaches. We do keep them at a very affordable level compared to kind of outside world, and this is one of our values, and we stick to it. We do raise them a bit just to match kind of the current technology costs and to make sure we can provide quality service. This is important, but you can see your path to success. So, as a new coach or aspiring coach, you can visualize, being Michal, where you can afford to only work with clients who are determined, who want to work with you. This is amazing success. I want to congratulate you because it's not just coach.me. Obviously, you've done a big part of that work to become that in the place where you are. Congratulations. Well done. And thank you for being a guest. Thank you for sharing your experience. And yeah, we would love to have more coaches like you experiencing success on the platform. Thank you.
Thank you very much.